All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 649 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And we're going to do something a little different today. I'm going to basically just give you guys a little different show. The preseason game is about to start as I'm recording right now. And I just found out that the starters aren't playing. So it's not much to really, talk about when it comes to this game. Just going to, just observe the team. And as the game is playing, I want to go off in a little ahead of the game discussion. Let's talk a couple of days down the road. Let's grade the Falcons off season. Let's do that. Give you my thoughts and opinions on that and give it a grade because technically the off season is over after this game is done and the regular season is starting. And we're going to be in the thick of things. We're going to be looking forward to playing against the Carolina Panthers, where the games actually mean something. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I could be found on YouTube and Rumble. I am also on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. I said this in the last episode. I've been saying this for the last few days. Stitcher is going to be gone in a few days. So if you're on Stitcher, move over to the other podcast avenues so you can catch the show. I could be found on Twitter or X and as VF Baller. Over there, I talk about things that don't make it to the show. And the website is firstandframerates.com. So hopefully you guys check all of that out. And I want to thank you guys for the support. Trying to get close to 1,500 subs. You guys are making it happen. Hit the like button. Let other people know what we're doing over here. That really, really helps. All right, let's just go into this. Finding out we had a lot of cap money. We made a lot of signings, and I don't want to go through the entire, the entire list of people that we signed, but for the most part, the ones who stand out, we end up getting Calais Campbell, we got Jesse Bates, Jeff Okuda, Bud Dupree, Trey Flowers, David Adamaya, Caden Ellis, even on offense. I mean, we ended up picking up Scotty Miller, Taylor Heineke. I'm just the names that I'm thinking about. The draft. Look at the draft. We end up getting Bijan Robinson. We end up getting Matt Bergeron. Even Zach Harrison is looking good. Clark Phillips is another guy that we picked up. I mean, we've done very well. Jonnu Smith is another one, another tight end that's going to be in the fold. The guy who played pretty well in the preseason, 2 wide receivers, JJ Arcega-Whiteside and Mac Hollins. I mean, we've done a lot of moves within this past off season. Past 6 to 8 months have been great for the Falcons. So as the game is going to be playing, and I'm just going to give my, thoughts and opinions about this offseason because I'm not saying that this preseason game don't matter. I talked about that in the last episode as far as who's on the bubble, who can make a difference, who's going to be here, who may get cut, my thoughts and opinions of who's going to be around and who's not. It's just a foregone conclusion. So, yes, I think the game is going to be fun to watch because football is football. But to me, I'm not trying to hang my hat on anything or try to observe too much. It's just going to be watching from a distance. I got it over here on my TV. That's why you probably see me watching over here. And it's why I got the setup the way it is right now, unlike how I do in my normal, podcast format. So, looking at all of the things that we've done, all the signings, still got cap space, still end up getting some pretty good undrafted free agents. You even look at some of the other guys that we drafted. Look at DeMarco Hellmans, another guy that looks like he's going to be a star, definitely going to make the team and make an impact on this team. You look at all the things that we've done. There's no way that you can give this no less than an A. I mean, some people want to give it less than that because of the fact that we didn't have we didn't get a Lamar Jackson of some sorts. But look, I think we've done very well for ourselves. I think Desmond Ridder's going to be fine. Getting Taylor Heineke as a backup is actually very good as far as security. And looking at all the other pieces, I mean, look at all the defensive moves that we've made. We got the big time defensive back in Jesse Bates. You end up getting DeMarco Hellmans, who can make an impact as well. Jeff Okuda, who can resurrect his career. You got a lot of guys that are in that secondary that's coming in here. Clark Phillips was a steal. Then you look at the linebackers. Look at Caden Ellis. You look at re-signing Lorenzo Carter, moving Ebiketie to linebacker, which I'm still wondering about that. And I don't know how I feel about that, but I think it may end up paying off dividends. So, but when you look at all of the moves that we've done, it just seems like we are in a position to do some damage in the NFC South, possibly in the NFC in general. And like I said, I'm observing the game right now, and Clark Phillips, first defensive player of the game, he makes a pretty solid open field tackle. I mean, can't ask for nothing better than that. And Zach Harrison was on Kenny Pickett. So, I mean, you like I said, you got a lot of guys. Both of those guys are rookies. Now you're looking at the rookies that are coming in that are probably going to be making a huge impact. I mean, it's going to be very hard to keep Hellmans off the field. It's going to be very hard to keep Hellmans off the field, to be honest. Even Zach Harrison, the way that, I mean, that's going to be more of a rotational thing on the front seven. But when you look at the way that he's been playing, it's going to be hard to keep these guys off the field. Like I said, there's no way. It got to be an A. I just don't see it. I mean, I just don't see anything less with all of the moves. And look at all the moves. Look like they played out. Outside of, the downfall of Matt Hennessy when he got hurt, that's not necessarily an off-season, make or break situation. Injuries do happen. But when you're looking at the situation and for what it is, when you look at the situation for what it is, it looks like they've done pretty good for themselves. Now, just look at a play right here. You got Kenny Pickett just throws it over the top. Johnson catches the ball. I think it was Breon Borders on the other side over there. He's had a fairly rough, if anybody, he's one of the few that had a pretty, no, that's not Borders. I'll take that back. I apologize. Number 36. I don't know who it is. But Breon Borders had up and down, preseason. But like I said, nevertheless, these guys, the team, the coaching staff, everybody that has been involved with this process, Terry Fontenot, the things that they've done have done a really good job of getting this team together as far as, getting them ready for the regular season. And they get a solid A, not an A plus, not an A minus. I think they get a solid A. They did a very good job here. Unfortunately, we starting to see, look like the first team of the Steelers is playing right now against our second and third string. Look like they're playing against the third string, which is really interesting. So now I kind of understand why the Steelers are moving the ball. And they got Najee Harris and all that out there. Of course they're going to move the ball. Makes you kind of think that what the Falcons are doing, as far as the coaching situation, I'm almost certain if I go on Twitter or go on X right now, they're going to be talking about why the first string is not in the game because the Steelers' first string is in the game. And you kind of know how that's going to go. I mean, these guys on Twitter, they're the experts. But now I see why the team is moving the way they are. But nevertheless, it is what it is. Coach Arthur Smith has a method to the madness, so it is what it is. I don't expect much to go on here when it comes to the defense actually making a huge difference. Hellman's coming and getting a stop in the backfield. Hellman's the 7th round pick, and this kid is already look like he's gonna be a starter. I mean, this kid is the real deal. I mean, come from Alabama, but like nobody looked at him. I can't say how they overlooked this kid. From Alabama, playing in the SEC, playing safety, knowing the type of secondary that you have to be to play in the SEC, and he's just been overlooked. But like I said, I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer because I'm going to watch the rest of the game, just give you my thoughts and opinions on what's going on. And look at that. Breon Borders just got beat by Carl Pickens. Yeah, I mean, look, it's the first team going up against the backups. I mean, what do you expect? You know what I mean? What do you expect? But nevertheless, I'm going to get up out of here. Solid A for the off-season grade. And let me know what you guys think. It's not much to really talk about here looking at the game so far. These guys are playing their first string against the third and fourth string, and the Steelers score. Not really surprising. I would like to see the first string play, though, but unfortunately, the coaches make the decision. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think. What do you grade this offseason? You grade the offseason in a way that you have think they, backslide a little bit. Do you give them an A? What grade do you give them? Like I said, I give them a solid A. I think they did pretty good overall. All the moves we made. I'm basically just looking forward to the regular season at this point, because you look at the game now, they're pretty much throwing the towel for the preseason. They're ready to get the regular season started. They got the backups in going against the first string. I wonder how long that's going to be, because the first string is basically just went straight down the field for the Steelers. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to get up out of here. I can be found on YouTube, Rumble, also Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. Stitcher's going to be down when Stitcher's going to be down by the end of next week or the middle of next week. So find your way to the other podcast avenues so you can check out the podcast at your leisure. I want to thank you guys very much for trying to get the 1,500 subs on YouTube, and it all, starts with you guys spreading the word, hitting the like button, letting people know what we're doing over here, and we're just going to continue to grow. All right, y'all. I will be back tomorrow, which is Friday, and we'll talk about something else that is, Falcons or Georgia Southern related. All right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all take it easy, and y'all be blessed. Peace.